Hey guys, I thought that since Christmas is around the corner and it's my favorite holiday, that I would do a couple Christmas specials of my own. So for the next month, I will be covering my favorite Christmas films and what they mean to me. Merry Christmas! The first film in the series is Babes in Toyland, otherwise known as March of the Wooden Soldiers, as it started two Christmas family traditions when I first saw the film as a 5-year-old. Not only is it a tradition for me and my family, but many people watch it on a local channel called WPIX, where I live, on both Thanksgiving and Christmas. The film was produced by Hollywood legend Hal Roach, who worked with some great early comedy stars like Harry Lloyd and Will Rogers, and even created the classic TV show Our Gang, or later known as The Little Rascals. Roach even brought our two stars together for the very first time in his film The Second 100 Years. The film is loosely based on Victor Herbert and Glenn McDonough's 1903 operetta Babes in Toyland. The most recognizable songs from the operetta are Toyland and March of the Toys, as they are constantly featured in Christmas compilations as well as the film. The major difference between the operetta and the film are that Laurel and Hardy's characters, Stanny Dumb and Ollie D, were added in, and that some of the songs from the original operetta are not included in the film. After purchasing the rights to make the film, on his way back from New York, Roach wrote the script. However, when he got back and showed the script to Stan Laurel hated it and thought that it could be much better, as he was very serious about his comedic craft. So he worked with the writing staff at the studio and wrote the iconic story we love today. Every character or animal shown in the film is real. Well, except for the giant man cat and the three little pigs, they were actors. Mickey Mouse, yes, that's the real Mickey Mouse, which Walt Disney allowed Roach to use in the film, was a monkey in a suit. And the crocodiles were real. Hal Roach and his team really cared about the film, which I think it makes it seem so genuine. Like, Toyland is almost a real place. Babes in Toyland came out in theaters on December 14th, 1934, and starred Oliver Hardy as Ollie D and Stan Laurel as Stanny Dumb, who have a rollicking good time in thwarting the evil schemes of landlord Silas Barnaby against Mother Peep and her daughter Bo Peep, as the mortgage is due on the shoe. The movie starts with both of our main characters waking up and going on their way to work at the toy makers as they try to negotiate with him to get their pay in advance so Mother Peep could pay off the mortgage. However, the boys mix up an order for Santa Claus, as they made 100 soldiers at 6 feet tall, instead of making 600 soldiers at 1 foot tall. The film goes on to follow Bo Peep and Tom Tom the Piper's son's romance as well, and leads into the final triumphant use of the soldiers that the boys made at the beginning of the film. There are some amazing performances in this film, not only from the stars, but from the other featured actors. While the boys are geniuses when it comes to their comedic craft, Henry Branden, who plays Silas Barnaby, by far has the best performance in the film. The story goes that Roach went to see a play in Los Angeles called The Drunkard, in which an older, bent-over, sadistic lawyer named Cribbs was a featured character. Roach was so impressed with the performance that he thought the actor would be perfect for the role, and called him up for an interview. When it came in time for the interview, in stepped Henry Branden, a 6'4", 21-year-old, and Hal Roach was rightly confused on who Branden was, and reportedly said, "You're not the son of a bitch I saw the other night." Branden, however, convinced Roach he played the old crooked Cribbs in The Drunkard and gave him the part. He plays this role so perfectly that I had no idea about his age until I did the research for this video. Felix Knight, the actor who plays Bo Peep's love interest, was actually 3 years older than Henry Branden, but as Branden convincingly plays an old man, Knight brings a joy and vigor to his role, and is almost Peter Pan-esque, seeming even younger than 24 years old. I was introduced to the colorized version of the film as a 5-year-old, and absolutely loved it. I loved the humor, the songs, which are still stuck in my head from time to time, the characters, and especially the wooden soldiers. The second tradition I mentioned earlier came about from when I first saw the soldiers. As a child who loved history and battles, I was blown away by them, thinking that they were real toys, and I asked Santa for one for Christmas that year. My brother and I also set a trap for Santa that year. Well, it wasn't really a trap. It was really a set of plastic handcuffs attached to a chair. My parents were great about it, though, and put a cotton ball on it as if we caught the bottom of Santa's red and white coat. And he left a note saying, "You boys almost caught me, so for that, you both get special gifts this year." And he guided us to our presents by arrows on the floor. Mine led down to the basement, and as I was walking down there, I was so excited. And there I looked in the middle of our basement, and there was a giant nutcracker. Well, giant for me at the time. And I said, "My soldier, there's my soldier. He remembered, he knew. And I still have that soldier today. Ever since that Christmas, I've gotten a nutcracker, and I have March of the Wooden Soldiers to thank for that, and all the happy memories it brings me every single Christmas. And if either you're seeing it for the first time this year, or for the 1,000th time like I have, I hope it sparks traditions and happy Christmas memories for years to come. Merry Christmas, guys.